Hey, it's Jim here at Scooter Psychosis. Wanted to make a quick first impressions review of this Cheevalry G20 Pro. They seem to be ubiquitous on eBay right now, but I couldn't find any reviews or videos, so I decided to make one myself. I was looking for a two-wheel drive fat bike maybe, or an electric dirt bike, and this is kind of something in between. Has a little of each. At first I was a little off put by the look of it, the frame. Is it a kid's bike? But no, it's an adult size bike. I'm 5'8", 200 pounds, and quite comfortable to ride. The frame also has a lot of other advantages. It's a simple design. It's very sturdy. It's component based, so it'll be very easy to replace or upgrade anything. You could put totally different motors and battery, controller, etc. if you wanted. Other 52 volt batteries would drop right in there, I suspect. It came quite well packed in a sturdy cardboard crate with bands, tape, good quality foam in the right places. It arrived damage free. Very easy to assemble. You attach the bars, the 4 Allen bolts there. You put the front wheel on. There's inner washers that are tabbed with a square hole that are counter rotation for the axle. And then there's outer washers, which are slightly conical, which fit into a little bowl to keep it from pulling out of your fork. So study those washers there. You'll see. You plug in the headlight, you attach the headlight and the faux carbon fiber fenders. You have to lift up the rear seat a little bit to slip this fender under and attach the 2 bolts there. You put the pedals on. You can see I've already got a flat tire here. That's my fault. I was riding on my trails here, which are full of locust thorns. They don't bother some of my other motorcycles, but these tires are more like a fat tire. They're a low pressure, thinner design, but they're nice, very nice to ride on. Excellent tread, excellent traction. I'm gonna have to patch that, obviously. In terms of speed, I speed tested it on the road last night with a full battery. I got up to about 35 miles per hour on level road. In practical terms, once the battery drops a little bit, in most riding conditions, full throttle, it's a 30 mile per hour bike. If anybody knows tricks for further unlocking it, I've been through the P8 settings already. But let me know if you know any tricks for unlocking these. The biggest trouble I had setting it up, when you try to access the P settings, you just get 4 zeros. At first I was confused by that. I did some research online. It's simply looking for a code. And again, I had to guess at the code. It turned out to be 1212. It's an auspicious Chinese number that's commonly used. You can read about that. But I was lucky to stumble across the right code by trying different ones that were recommended online. I've done something strange here. I took the left crank arm off, and it's reinstalled it at 90 degrees. So both of my pedals now are 5 inches lower. They're 4 inches closer together in terms of their offset. Obviously, a little less clearance, but unless you're grinding through a boulder field, it's still plenty of clearance. And then I tied it off here, and that basically essentially turned my pedals into pegs. If I want to go cycling, I've got plenty of mountain bikes and e-bikes, but this was something I really wanted to ride more like an electric dirt bike, as it's advertised as. It will not get the 45 miles per hour that they advertise. That did not surprise me. The range might disappoint people as well. I mean, it's only 17 degrees out here today. It's not surprising the battery dropped off fairly quickly. If you want to get any kind of speed out of it, you have to ride it in a two-wheel drive mode. There's no different, riding modes in the menu other than PAS settings, pedal assist. The two-wheel drive is controlled by a single button here. It doesn't light up on the display or anything, but you can kind of feel with your thumb if it's pressed in or not. The other thing I like about having these pegs locked, if you're going around a turn and you want to put one foot down, stabilize your other foot is stable on the peg, and you can put your other foot right back up. So I really like that. Something I've thought about for a while. It's the first bike I've done it with, and I'm very happy with it. I'll probably end up doing it to some of my other bikes. I like the frame a lot. It's very well made. The welds are excellent. It's very sturdy. The suspension is really nice. You can go 30 miles an hour through a field, snow-covered field, no problem. It rides around through the snow just great. It goes up hills quite nicely. It does not have a lot of starting torque on a hill. If you start with a little bit of speed uphill, you've got plenty of throttle. But if you had to stop and start again, it's a little bit of a dud. What else can I tell you? It's got running lights, headlight, rear turn signals only, no high or low beam. The mirror I added and the phone holder, highly recommend a mirror. Paid $13.99, free shipping. Very happy with it for what it is. It's a lot of fun to ride. It doesn't feel too small. That's my Cheevalry G20 Pro. Hope this was helpful. If you know anything about these things, let me know. Thanks a lot.